Good morning. First to the Hockey Youth Association with us today and all the hockey players. My guess is you kind of figured out what we're up to today and why you're here, so let's give them a round of applause because this is all about them. This hopefully, so many years ago when my brother and I began our career in Major League Soccer, I had one of my better quotes at a press conference. It was similar to this, and it was stacked out the door like this. This won't be the last sellout you see for this arena, we promise. So welcome everyone in the hallway and everyone that is joining us today, all of the folks back in Seattle that are joining us today by the web as well. I want to thank the mayor, Mayor Moon. You have been great at encouraging us, kicking us, pushing us. And on behalf of myself, Agua Caliente, and the Seattle NHL franchise, we want to thank you and everyone in Palm Springs. We want to thank all the mayors from the surrounding community in Coachella Valley for the work and the advice you've given us leading up to this point today. So before we get into this, I must tell you we were very fortunate 2 years ago to begin a conversation with Agua Caliente about doing something special in the Coachella Valley and Palm Springs. We wanted to create a point of destination for music, for big events, for conventions, for exhibitions, for hockey. And we wanted to bring a permanent franchise to the Valley. You deserve to have a team and a club that goes and represents you every day. Agua Caliente was phenomenal at their commitment on helping us find the right place for this vision and helping us think through what we needed to do in order to do it privately without asking the taxpayers to ultimately underwrite any of the cost of this project. So to Agua Caliente, thank you for your vision, your leadership, and your partnership. We look forward to building one of the world's great arenas with you as part of the Palm Springs Coachella Valley. Thank you. We're going to play you a little video that will give you a taste of what's coming our way and probably let the cat out of the bag.
In 2021, professional hockey has a new home. Palm Springs. From historic Hollywood hangout to world-class destination, is now home to the Coachella Valley's first ever professional sports team. The American Hockey League affiliate to the NHL's newest expansion team in Seattle, AHL Palm Springs, making its home at the new arena at Agua Caliente in the heart of downtown. Be there in 2021. Reserve your seats now. Submit deposits for season tickets at ahlpalmsprings.com. We got fire. Bring on the ice.
So on behalf of our partners with NHL Seattle, to announce a new franchise for the Coachella Valley, please welcome the CEO and president of the Seattle NHL hockey team, Todd Leiweke.
Hey, this is Trace, and he's the captain of his team. And Trace, you and your teammates here are a big part of the reason why we're here, because we're going to make you proud. We're going to do something. You will not only not forget today, you won't forget this whole thing, because we're going to do something really special, okay? So he's going to help me on a few remarks. I promised him he wouldn't have to say anything, so...
But if you want, you can. Do you have anything you want to tell everybody? Smart kid, okay.
Good job. I stand here representing David Bonderman and our ownership group, and we couldn't be more proud to be here. Today's a dream, and it's really a dream come true. And the great dreamer is the guy I won over from Trace here, my brother, because it was some years ago that he had a dream about Seattle. I had been with the Seahawks for 8 seasons. We saw an NBA team leave because of an arena situation, and we just, in the beautiful, magnificent city, couldn't seem to solve an issue for an arena. And my brother stepped in, and he had this incredible vision. He felt you could take the historic arena, build an entirely new arena under a historic roof, and do it privately financed. And from his vision of music, events, and other things, really greatness emerged. That arena is alive and well. It's under construction today. I haven't been there in 3 days, and I miss it, seeing that arena under construction. But we're going to double the size of that arena. We're going to bring world-class events. It will be one of the most beautiful arenas in the world. It will open in 2021. And a big part of that dream was bringing hockey to Seattle. We both grew up as lifelong hockey fans. And it was about a year ago that we announced that we were the 32nd franchise in the NHL. The wind in our sails were 32,000 depositors who said they believed in the dream. And you've seen our website today. We're encouraging everyone, join us in this new dream today. 32,000 depositors. We recruited Ron Francis, a Hockey Hall of Famer, who you're going to get to know well because he is so excited about what we're announcing today. We announced a training facility. So brand new arena, capable leadership, a spectacular training facility, but a really important piece was the American Hockey League team. And to fulfill the dreams we had to get this right. AHL was truly mission critical. We had to get it right. The AHL is where we're going to create the next generation of great hockey players. Maybe someday you'll be playing here and someday up in Seattle. But it's such a critical piece of what we're trying to do. It's really the proving ground for just our players, but our coaches and our general managers. Mike Barnett is here. And Mike knows well how important development is if you're going to have big dreams of winning the cup. AHL is hitting its stride. It's in its 84th season. It expanded west in 2015. Bakersfield, Ontario, Tucson, San Jose, Colorado, Stockton, San Diego, and now today, Palm Springs. 32nd franchise. I want to thank the CEO of the American Hockey League for believing. It almost seemed too good to be true. Really? An American Hockey League team in Palm Springs in a brand new arena? Yes, it's true. We're also grateful for the partnership my brother set up with the tribe. Aqua Caliente have been great partners, and everything they touch, they do well. This building is going to be beautiful. The vision that my brother and the tribe had was the Valley's first professional team. Our pledge to you is we're going to become a fan-first organization. We will think about the fans in every single thing we do. We're going to build a spectacular training center right next to the arena to give our players and coaches the best chance to win. We're going to have top-flight coaches and staff, and I like our chances. The idea that somebody could come here and coach in this beautiful place in a beautiful arena. We're going to have a game experience second to none. We're going to get involved in this community like none other. We're going to do it every day, and we're going to do it every event. We're going to do it every game. We're going to truly make a difference. It's something important to me. I have a second home here. We're going to make this place better because we're here. But ultimately, we're going to bring a Calder Cup here. We're going to bring a championship, and we're going to make everyone who's in this room feel proud that you were there on that first day when we made these pledges. So, to everybody out there, join us. Let's create something together epic. Let's build something unique to this beautiful place. Put your deposits down today. Trace, anything, Dad? Okay, hold on. I got to give him a hat, all right? So, here you go, buddy.
That's the first one.
You get to put that one on, all right? Come on.
Hold on, Trace, come here. Before he goes, Todd,
Yes, sir.
that's a head of hair right there, my friend. Thank you, buddy. So the other piece of this that we have been quiet on, but I know a lot of people have been excited about, and there's been much speculation, is the arena itself. So this 10,000-seat arena will not only be home to the new American Hockey League team, but it's going to be at the heart and the center of the Coachella Valley. So we've had a good opportunity in the last few weeks to meet with the Tourism Board. We've had a great opportunity to meet with the Chamber of Commerce. We have had an opportunity to meet the guy from Calgary that owns the yogurt store 2 blocks away. We are ultimately spending a lot of time in this community. And the building is going to be more than just home to the great American Hockey League team and the Seattle franchise. It will, first and foremost, bring world-class world-class music to Coachella Valley on a 365-day basis. Maybe not July and August, but pretty much around the rest of the year. We will ultimately be driven at world-class musicians, world-class bands coming to this great community, similar to what you experienced with Coachella and Stagecoach. So I happen to have the world's most expensive booker as my partner, Irving Azoff. For those that don't know Mr. Azoff, he's the largest manager of music events of music bands in the world. So having Irving with a home here, having Irving committed to booking this building, having Irving and the ability to have our partners at Live Nation activate this arena so that during your great film festival week, Stagecoach week, Coachella week, White week, when the tennis tournament is at Wells Fargo, or the Wells tennis tournament is in town, when the Indian Wells tennis tournament is in town, when we have the golf tournament for both the men's and the women, all of those 9 weeks when the whole world is here, we want to activate and add to that momentum. We want to take your 15,000 beds and hotel rooms and ultimately activate them with world-class music events that will come to our building. But we also want to forge a bond with the tourism board. We want to make sure we go after bigger conventions and bigger events. Keynote addresses in the building and closing addresses in the building mean we could dream bigger for the kind of conventions and meetings and exhibitions that we aspire to bring with AEG, the tourism board, and this convention center and the arena hand in hand, and we will do that. We will look to augment cultural events and community events and youth events so that we have a huge impact on this community and we could bring world-class culture and world-class music and world-class sports to the Coachella Valley. 13 million people come through the valley each and every year. Our goal is to be part of the dreams and ambitions that you all have to bring that to 17 million people coming through the valley each and every year. So the new renderings are fantastic. They fit into the community and the neighborhood. We go down with this arena, not up. So we take into consideration our neighbors and how we take this 10,000 seat arena and make sure we complement the neighborhood, not complicate the neighborhood. We will work with the business community and the small owners, the restaurants and the retail, the bars and the nightlife. We will drive traffic before the event. We will drive traffic after the event to make sure we're a great part of the community here and helping drive this $8 billion economy that tourism drives into the valley each and every year. Our goal is to make everyone better. Our goal is to enhance this wonderful community, and our goal with Agua Caliente is to have one of the great points of destination for music, for sports, and for culture. With that, I'd like to introduce the Mayor of Palm Springs to say a few words. Mayor Moon.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my privilege to be here with 3 of our council members. JR snuck in. We've got JR and Roberts and Christy Holsage and Lisa Middleton all here today to express our enthusiasm about this incredible event. You know, I bet today there's a lot of hockey fans up in Seattle and Oregon and Montana and Idaho getting 4 feet of snow that are saying, you know, coming to Palm Springs for a hockey game is probably not a bad idea. So, you know, this is going to be an incredible addition to our city. And thank you for all your working with our community on this. You didn't just come in and do it. You've been talking to everyone and making sure that it's going to work fine. And, you know, this is not just for tourists. This is for the tourists and the residents. When I see the young guys here who are budding hockey players, it makes me think about all these young people in the Coachella Valley that are going to love to come here for these basketball games and hockey games and concerts and all the other amenities that are going to be offered at this beautiful new arena. And I also wanted to comment on the fact that when I saw this, you know, the architects and the tribe were really thoughtful of Palm Springs when they did this, of the history and the architecture of Palm Springs. First thing I noticed was it's not some huge, tall building like the Staples Center. This is more like a large 2 stories with the Palm Springs modern architecture element on it, and most of it is underground. So this is not going to block a lot of mountain views, and it's not going to be a problem for people who live near it. So the architecture, I think, is just beautiful. And thank you for taking into consideration what people here really care about, which is our mountain views. And parking and traffic, I know some people are really concerned about that, but I know Dr. David Reddy's mind is already working on this, and we've got a world-class group of planners and engineers in our city, and so does the tribe, and they're already working together to make this work. Other cities do it all over the country. We can do it. So we're going to make this work, and we're so excited about it, and welcome to Palm Springs. We are delighted to have you as neighbors.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Wait, Mayor, you got to put on your cap. So on behalf of Todd and myself, welcome to the family.
Thank you.
And we'll look forward to seeing you at the games.
And what about a comment on the hair?
I'm not going to say a darn thing about your hair. So finally, on behalf of Agua Caliente and NHL Seattle, I want to thank the Convention Center for welcoming us today and being a part of our family. We look forward to many years of working together at the best interest of our community, the best interest of the Tourism Bureau, and all of the different businesses that are part of your organization. Thank you for hosting us today. With that, Todd, would you like to join me and we could take some questions?
Trace is here too, so hardballs, softballs for Tim and I, hardballs for Trace, okay?
Any questions? Trace, you have a wonderful influence. We're not getting any questions here. That's great. Todd and I appreciate that. Yes, sir.
One of the factors in running a team like this is the ability to use the local airport, because if you're, Mr. Francis needs to get a player to Philadelphia or to Dallas, and you know that from your time with the Kings. How important is it that the Palm Springs Airport is able to accommodate your needs for player development and transfer and things of that nature?
Well, the new arena was so compelling, but there's so many other pieces here that we think make this perfect. And we think we have a chance to build something here that's unparalleled. The infrastructure, the desirability of being here, flights, the circuit will play in Southern California, which will be buses, but when we need to catch a flight, it's easy to do. Multiple flights from Seattle. And we're going to bring our neighbors from Seattle down here to celebrate all that is good, and we're going to get them to spend money and fill restaurants. We're going to create special events for them. We're really excited about the connection between Seattle, which is one of the big feeder cities, into Palm Springs, and how we can build something that's truly epic there. Yes, sir.
What's the time frame for the logo and all the merchandise that will be available?
I know you do the logo thing. I know how that is going in Seattle, so
Yeah.
I'll let you do that.
One miracle at a time. We're still naming the Seattle team, all right, but we actually, when I met this guy, I went up and down the row here and said, if you have ideas on team name, please let us know. We are open for business, and we want to get it right. We'll take our time, but it won't be too much longer.
Can you say how many jobs you think the arena is going to provide for the area and whether those will be seasonal or year-round?
So right off the bat, there's about $250 million that's being committed to the arena, the training center, which, by the way, you see on the left-hand side, that's the training center. So the American Hockey League team will train right next to the building, have the same locker room. So back to your earlier question, it's a really unique situation where these players could come and they never have to move locker rooms. They're 5 minutes from the airport. They're 5 minutes from the hotel. And we could spend more time on the ice with the kids training and developing. This makes it probably one of the better situations in all of the National Hockey League. On the $250 million, that includes the franchise, that includes the training center, that includes the arena. And so thousands of people will be put to work in first quarter of next year, 2020, as we begin to build out the training center and the arena. And then on a nightly basis, you're going to see probably 400 to 500 persons that will work this arena each and every night on food, on beverage, on security, on ticket takers, on customer service, that will activate this building. It is a year-round building, and so we will be active all year with music, with sports, with culture. The hockey season will start in September and hopefully go all the way till June. But we are looking forward to all the other events that will activate the building and hopefully fill it 120 to 150 times a year. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. We love our facility in Seattle is going to accommodate all ice sports, and figure skating is a big part of it. And so we're here to serve. And by the way, some curlers are going to come and enjoy the facility too. So we'll be a facility welcome to all.
I just want to add to that. So one other important point we didn't mention, so there's 2 sheets of ice when we have the main arena as well as the training center. The training center will be year-round, so it will activate for figure skating. There is a great history and tradition here for figure skaters that come out of the Coachella Valley, and we're well aware of that. It will be open to the public, so we'll do public skates. We'll do Yes, the famous Friday and Saturday night disco skating will be back to the joy of everyone in the community. So we will be very aggressive on making this training center 365 days a year for youth hockey, for open skates, for figure skating, and as well as the American Hockey League team. The other important point, though, is there's a lot of great world events that are figure skating events, championships, national and international. We now are in a position we could bid on those events, and they should come here. If you look at the options of where they could come, where they could stay, and where they could activate, those are the sort of things we're going to work with the Tourism Bureau on to bring to Palm Springs and the Coachella Valley.
Hi, good morning. Over here. So thank you so much, first and foremost, for bringing this to our community. The community is more than Palm Springs, so obviously we want Indio, Coachella, Desert Hot Springs to be able to take part in something that's so special to the community. Has there been any talks in regards to that in trying to get, more of the East Valley and northern side of the valley more involved with, the team and the development of this structure?
Well, to make this work, we're going to need the support of the entire valley. And this valley is rich with all sorts of great enterprises and business and people making it home. And I think, Mayor, when you talked about it's not just tourism, we want this to actually be a home for the valley where people can come and celebrate great moments, music, great hockey. And I think that's really its first and foremost purpose, is to become a home for all of the citizens of the valley to come and celebrate that we have in common. Count on us to be knocking on your door for a deposit, sir, no matter where you live.
Mayor?
Oh, thank you. Will you be building restaurants in this facility, or will you be relying on our world-class restaurants in the city of Palm Springs?
Todd, can I take that softball? So we are, again, part of what is very critical for us is integrating into the rest of the business community. And so we're not going to compete with them. So we're not going to go create sports bars or restaurants that take away from the great world-class restaurants that are in downtown Palm Springs and the rest of Coachella Valley. So our goal is to ultimately try to drive as much business as we can to the hotels and to the different tourist spots, to the restaurants and to the bars and the nightlife. Very critical for us as well. So when this is all said and done, our goal is to make sure everyone looks at this arena and everything we put in this arena, and they believe that it's the greatest driver of economic traffic and tourism in all of the Coachella Valley. That's our commitment to the restaurants, to the bars, to the retail, and to the hotels. Yes, sir.
Will there be a pro shop for the skaters to get their skate sharpened and stuff like that?
Yes. Yes, we're going to need it for our players, and so we're going to have full services, and again, we're going to serve the community broadly.
You want to tell them about our retail store?
Yeah, please.
So the other commitment you'll see very soon, we have a location in downtown Palm Springs. We will be on sale with our merchandise as soon as he can make up his mind on what he's going to call the team. No pressure. But we are going to have a storefront in downtown Palm Springs that will be a part of our rollout of the merchandise, the team name. That's also going to be our offices, and that will also be our preview center for the new arena with us in Agua Caliente.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. So there are many here in Palm Springs who feel that the arena is a good idea, but not necessarily dropped into downtown Palm Springs. And those of us who live in Palm Springs don't really get a say in that. So we're going to have to live with that. Traffic and parking are enormous concerns for me, and I know for many in our community. I'd like to know very specifically how you're addressing that, and addressing it with respect to a community that was never designed to have a business or something this large come in with this many people moving in and out of it on a daily basis. And so if you could be specific about how you're addressing that issue, I think it would help.
Would love to. So one of the blessings of this vision is our partner, Agua Caliente. And so they've done a very good job of stepping forward with us and beginning to help us try to figure out traffic mitigation and parking mitigation and how we incorporate into the community. So several goals that Agua Caliente and us set up when we started thinking through this is I understand that building an arena of 10,000 seats is going to have some impact on the community, good and bad. We hope mostly good. But you have 15,000 hotel rooms, including about 6,000 of those that are located directly in Palm Springs. Our ability to try to get people to walk to the arena is going to be critical. The restaurants are important to us. The ability to get people to go have dinner and then come to the show or the game in the arena, very critical to us. The ability to use Uber and Lyft as a mode of transportation. We hope 20% of the traffic in this building will walk or use Uber and Lyft, and we're designing with Agua Caliente and thinking through how we ultimately make that transportation method open so we have minimal impact. We are not going to build massive parking garages in the middle of your neighborhood. That does not help you with the value, with your sight lines, and with the beautiful mountain views that you enjoy. We're going to protect that. We sank the building in order to make sure we thought about how to have the least impact humanly possible on the neighborhood. We've hired Mobility, which is the best transportation authority and group that we have working on Seattle, New York, and our Austin buildings. We brought in Icon, and we brought in people at Agua Caliente. The highest priority we have is transportation. So we understand we got to get the people in, and we got to get the people out. We got to find places for them to park. We'll use social and new tech equipment that will allow people to pre-purchase parking spaces so that we minimize the amount of driving around and trying to find parking spaces in the community. We believe that working together with the City of Palm Springs, with Agua Caliente, with the Tourism and Convention Center, and with the neighborhood, we will forge a parking plan and a transportation plan that will minimize the impact on the community. We're doing it because we want to be great neighbors. And so we are that is our highest priority, is transportation and parking, and we're on it, and that's where we are fortunate to have a partner in Agua Caliente that knows this marketplace and this community as well as they do. Your voice will be heard. You will be important to us. At the end of the day, we want you to love this arena, not sit here and roll your eyes every night we have a big concert. And we are dedicated to trying to design it and operate it so we fit into the neighborhood and we're great neighbors.
I just want to add that the quality of life issues are real, but there's a quality of life that's going to come because of this arena. You're going to have moments with your family right in this town, right in your hometown. We're going to create incredible experiential opportunities that are going to impact friends, neighbors, strangers cheering one another and high-fiving. Those are all the reasons that I've been in this business for all these years. I happen to have a second home here, so we're going to get transportation right, but I'm really excited about the quality of life and the things we're going to bring here that this community deserves.
Two questions. You're breaking ground first quarter 2020, so the league starts in September, so will you be open by September of 2021?
That's a good question.
So we'll begin construction in first quarter. We already have a world-class team, including our project management team is the same team that's building the new football stadium, the Raiders Stadium in Las Vegas. So these folks have been with me for 35 years. They've built about 18 arenas and stadiums with me, so they're the best in the business. Our goal is to be open by no later than mid to late September of 21 so that we have the ability of hosting the season here for the American Hockey League. If Todd and Ron Francis decide to do some of the training camp here, we'd like to be open for that. And we'd like to have, if possible, occasionally a preseason NHL game here as well. We are well aware that our neighbors just to the south and west of us are the Ducks and the Kings. We love that rivalry, and we plan to tap into that and involve their fan base in this building as well. So the September 21 date is one that we've circled. We're going to do everything we can to get to the right place and accelerate the schedule. And our goal and our at least as of today, our timeline indicates we will make September of 21 right now. So again, we're blessed to have Agua Caliente as our partners. They know how to build things here. They do it very well. We're also blessed that we're integrating into the community and making sure that their voice is heard. And we're very blessed that the Palm Springs City has engaged with us on trying to figure out, in particular, the transportation and where we're going to park everyone. So I think we're on course to make the schedule work and to be in the ground first quarter. The great thing is your weather cooperates, and so that allows us to accelerate the schedule without having to worry about winters.
Second question is, if you don't make the September, will it delay then the ice hockey participation until the next season?
You know, we're going to make the schedule. He's standing right behind me, for God's sakes. Don't get him wound up.
Keep pressing, keep pressing.
I just want to say congratulations. I think it's an important project that comes to Palm Springs. I believe it will be a game changer and benefit the community in a tremendous way.
Thank you.
From an expert perspective.
Thank you.
Hi, can you expand on plans to grow youth hockey in the Coachella Valley based on the new resources?
Well, the American Hockey League, the NHL is at an all-time high. The way the game is played, the speed, the beauty, the grace, and so, again, Mike Barnett is here. I mean, the game has never been better, and the American Hockey League is just one small click behind the NHL. So the first thing that's going to happen is people are going to come and fall in love with the game. It's the greatest live sport that there is, and so that's a great start. But we're committed to these guys and creating a brighter future, and if they're hockey fans today, just wait till we're done. We think this is so cool. Ron Francis, our general manager, had only one worry about this in Palm Springs, is that when we called a player up, he might not want to come. So I said, Ron, we'll figure that out, okay? But it really does speak to how excited we are and how players are going to love coming here and pulling on a sweater that says Palm Springs across the chest. It's just terrific, and that will then cascade down to youth hockey, which we'll take very seriously.
One last point, because we didn't spend enough time on it. It's not just hockey and the youth community that we'll be dedicated to, including if we can ultimately look at other sheets of ice that we can expand and grow, we will in the Coachella Valley. But it's also the Coachella Valley from a need standpoint. So the other thing we're very driven by is both us and Agua Caliente feel very strongly about getting involved in the community and making a difference and an impact on everyone's lives. So the mayor has been a great spokesperson for the theater. We've made it loud and clear. His theater is now our theater, and so we're going to figure out how we could play a role at saving the theater. There will be people in need. There will be disasters. There will be people that ultimately fall out of our system. One of the great things I love about my brother and the way he's run his entire career, and I've committed to the same moral standards, we are on a platform that allows us an opportunity to change people's lives for the positive. This is not just an arena and not just a team. They're going to come and do 120 events a year. We will have a very, very focused position and platform to try to get involved in the community here in a very good way. So whether it's the amateur population in hockey and getting involved in the leagues and helping them with better ice and better times, especially for mom and dad, so that we could find a better time for them to get dragged out of bed and come play games, or whether it's the figure skating community, or whether it's ultimately charity, the theater, those in need in the community. You will see we will be very active. It's one of the commitments, the first commitment Agua Caliente asked if we were going to stay focused on, and we told them this is our community. My brother lives just a few blocks away from the arena. We will be very, very active towards, in particular, youth in this community and how we can have an impact on their lives.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Hi, good morning. And on the use of the arena, could you expand on the plans for the basketball to use it for basketball games as well?
So that we've had a few conversations with Agua Caliente. We haven't made any decisions, and they haven't made any decisions yet. We'll follow their lead since they are part of the ownership on that team. Clearly, the NBA, well, we both come from the NBA family. We're proud of being a part of both the NHL and the NBA family. So if we have an opportunity to do a preseason game or two in the building, we'd welcome that with the Lakers, Clippers, or any other clubs. At the end of the day, though, as to the G League and what Agua Caliente wants to do with those games, we'll follow their lead.
Any others?
Can you address the issue of affordability? The people in this town have been used to not paying for parking for a long time. And as you know from Coachella, they've always offered free parking as well as VIP parking. So can you talk about how expensive the parking will be for this arena, and also how much the tickets are going to cost for hockey events?
So I'll do the first one. So again, I'm going to repeat on parking. It's a work in progress. We actually spend more time than you would ever imagine on trying to figure out transportation and parking, because we know if you can't get them here, it's not going to succeed. So part of what we're thinking through is how to incorporate within the small business community and the business district in downtown Palm Springs, and the ability for people to park, go to a restaurant or a bar, have dinner beforehand or drinks afterwards. Hopefully they're not driving, and then coming into the arena. And so we'll think a lot about integrating into the parking plan that already exists here and making sure we activate that so it drives the small business community. Part of it is dealing with Agua Caliente and the parking facilities they have and that parking facility serves different locations, and we're well aware of that. Part of it is the convention center and trying to integrate into their thinking and planning. So we will have paid parking that will be in back. We do have parking spaces that we're building in the back of the arena for our VIP parking, but part of it will be thinking about how people could come here with Uber, Lyft, or integrating into downtown parking and then not having to pay for it if they want to come have dinner and then walk over to the arena. We'll encourage that. Again, if all ships rise with us, we've done our job here. And so we are going to be very driven at a parking plan that doesn't require that you have to spend $30 or $40 to park next to the arena, and that's the only parking available. We're not going to do that. We're going to integrate into the existing parking structure. We'll add parking, and we'll make sure we're part of the solution that allows people, if they choose to go have dinner downtown and walk over, we're going to make sure we accommodate that. On tickets,
Well, affordability is something I'm proud of for the American Hockey League. And so if somebody has $15 in their pocket, they can get a ticket. $20, a slightly better ticket. We are going to have club seats, which will be a terrific product, which will allow someone to go to other events and maintain that same seat. But affordability is important, and we're going to have affordable tickets.
any other questions? Yes, sir. So I'll answer the second question first, and then folks at Agua Caliente will give us a better reading of the way that you see some of the diagrams. So we looked at a dozen different designs, trying to figure out which one would best fit into the community. Again, we were blessed that part of the community is sitting at the table with us with Agua Caliente. We ended up going, when you walk into this building, it's unique, you walk in and go down. So you enter the main concourse and then you go down to your seats. So we're 2 levels down, almost 2.5 levels down, to make sure that we did not obstruct everyone's views. We heard that time and time again with everyone that they wanted to protect the views of the mountains, as did we. We also didn't want to overwhelm the neighborhood. We didn't want to overwhelm Agua Caliente or the business community. So we ended up paying a bit of a premium to go down and allowing people to come in and either take the steps down or take elevators down for the ADA community. So we were very driven by trying to protect the sight lines. I'll let Agua Caliente maybe answer the question on what this face is and what you're looking at as to this diagram.
Southwest corner of Amato and Encilia. It's the corner directly across from our parking structure, it faces catty corner to the existing post office.
By the way, it also faces directly into the business community, which was important to us in Agua Caliente. So this is the front porch to downtown Palm Springs, which was important for us. In addition, I'll highlight one of the other interesting design elements. This building has a lot of outdoor plaza area, so our ability to activate the climate and do food trucks and food festivals and other public events, either in the plaza or up on the outdoor terrace that we're creating. And this building has a very large path that will connect the downtown business community and the hotel community in particular to the convention center. And so we spent a lot of time thinking through how that foot traffic and the community ultimately can benefit from the additional passageways and landscaping that we're going to put in to connect the convention center to the arena, to Agua Caliente, to the downtown business district in Palm Springs. With that, again, I want to thank the Convention Center for hosting us today. Very appreciative. I want to thank the Tourism Bureau and the Chamber for welcoming us to the community. I want to thank the mayor and the entire city team for helping us think through how we make sure that we activate this arena in a way that makes all of the neighborhoods better. And finally, I want to thank the Youth Hockey Association. It is because of you that we're all here today and giving you a home and a team that ultimately you could share and be emotional about, grow up with, and cheer for. Very critical for us. We can't wait to be your neighbors, and we thank you for the warm welcome that this community has given both the hockey team and the arena. Thank you.
Come on. It's good, man. Okay, we're done.
Mayor, can we get one shot? Can we get a shot with you?
Want to take